Hey, welcome back to my channel, IndieAuthor Jill, and today I have a special guest. It's Henry! Say hi, Henry! He doesn't like being held up under his arms. He likes just being scratched on his neck like this. See. See? Look, Henry! It's you! Oh, okay. Oh, he found his toy. Um, Henry is my mother-in-law's cat. See if we can get better lighting. Oh, here we go. That's not at a flattering angle. Okay, how do we want to do this? Uh, well, that's better. So, we're at my mother-in-law's house on vacation today, and her cat Henry came up to say hi, and he was sitting in my lap for a minute, and I was like, the camera real quick, and as soon as the camera turned around, then all of a sudden he caught a side of his when I held him up and put him back down. As soon as I put him back down, he saw his toy over here that he wanted. So anyway, you'll probably hear him in the background playing. Um, Well, today we are looking at a book called Chilled by J.A. Rose. And this I actually ended up, it's like a 12, 13 hour drive up here. And so I had plenty of time to read these. There's like 25 um, paranormal horror stories, and they're kind of all over the place. So and not in a bad way. It's just that there's different kinds of stories. So, like there's one where they're in a dark corridor and there's a strange voice, um, and they're trying to identify what the strange voice is that the ominous voice in the corridor is. There's one with a mysterious stranger on the side of the road in a wooded on a wood lined road. There's a strange person in the mirror. There's backroad stories. Um, all kinds of um, mysterious sightings of like people who shouldn't, people being in places they shouldn't be, or not being um, not seeming human. Like the one guy who, uh, one of the narrators, and there's 25 different short stories, and the stories are like, when I say they're short, I mean short. Like they're 3 or 4 pages long at the most, you know. So they're great little It's a book compiled of. It's a compilation of um, flash horror fiction, and nothing. One of the things I liked about it was that it's what I would classify as like middle grade horror. Um, if you're an adult, you're probably not going to be too spooked. Like the uh, like I personally didn't find them scary, but then I also read Stephen King, so um, they're not. They're definitely not going to be the Stephen King level. I don't think anybody should try to be Stephen King, because there is only one Stephen King, and I find often, more often than not, if you try to write like somebody else, people tend to have a BS meter built in, and so when they're reading something and it feels like you're trying to write like somebody else, the authenticity or the genuine meter goes off, and it's like, this is not how this person writes. This is not authentic to this person. But if you write the stories that you write, um, like I said, don't try to write like horror story like Stephen King does. Write a horror story like you do, And that's what J.A. Rose does. She writes a horror story her way, not like it. You're not gonna find somebody who's writing a horror story like she does. Even R.L. Stein, who writes children's horror and mid-grade horror, doesn't write like this. You know, she's not trying to be J.A. Rose isn't trying to be someone else. She's just trying to be her own kind of writer, which is a great thing. Um, and it's one of the things I appreciated. And this would be, like I said, middle grade horror. It's not spooky in the way that Stephen King would be, but it's not spooky. You know, um, like I said, an 8-year old would read this and it's exactly what it says, chilled. It doesn't scare you, but it gives you chills. You know, like, ooh, a stranger in the mirror. That's kind of uncomfortable. You know, my lighting is. I think it. My light. I think is trying to die on me, but so I apologize for the lighting, but there's not a whole lot I can do with it. I didn't bring my ring light to balance anything out. Um, but there we are. But yeah, this would be a good scary. This is good scariest stories for kids. Um, Definitely the kind of stories that they're nice and short, so you could easily share these around like a campfire when the kids are camping this summer or doing their Boy Scout or Girl Scout camps or just camping in general. Um, Good for sleepover if you want to do a spooky sleepover. Um, but I think that it's not just the kids that are going to get something out of it. They're not. It's not just kids that are going to find entertainment with it. Certainly, I think teenagers and adults might enjoy um, the campiness of it. But as usual, um, like I said, there's not a whole lot of the problem with books this small is that I can't say a whole lot, and I feel like I'm not doing justice to the book because the more I say, the more I just give away things. Um, and I don't want to do that, obviously, but yeah, there's just not really a whole lot. Just to give you an idea of the type of stories that are in here. Oops. Um, the chilling voice, the mirror, the figure in the road, the unwelcome visitors, crawling terror, the man in the elevator, the house on Merck Road, the bus that traveled to nowhere, what happened on the back roads, under the porch, hello, hello, boom, room 13, the singing voice behind the wall. Now that one was creepy. The locked door, the sleep demon, that one, that's not so much creepy, but like I think we've all kind of experienced something similar to what happens in the sleep demon. The handwriting that wasn't mine, Carnival Night, The Ghost in the Laptop. Um, but yeah, so um, there was uh, there was quite a few in here. Some of them were like it's a cute scary story, and then others were like, ooh, I didn't like that. That was a little uncomfortable. But as usual, I will leave a link in the description for you guys. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you just want to leave an emoji to let me know you were here, leave an eye emoji. Uh, okay, hang on. I'm up in my room, the room that we're hanging out in for the week. And Henry wants to go downstairs and sit by the radiator, so I'm gonna let him out. Bye.